All right, in this video, we are going to go over the following problem. It says write a TK enter application that allows the user to input a value in miles, converts the value to feet by multiplying by 5,280, and then displays the results to the user. Display explanatory text with the variables. For example, 8.5 miles is equal to 44,880 feet. All right, so first off, the usual setup. Import tk enter as tk, and then create a child class of the tk object. Inside the init method, the first thing I'm going to do is call the init method of the parent. And let's double underscore init, double underscore. That sets up the parent so the child class can get set up. And then I'm going to give a title. And a geometry. And let's go 200 by 100 again, so I don't have to resize every time. So how I'm going to set this up, I'm going to have two labels, one for miles and one for the feet result, and then an entry so the user can enter information in there, and then a label to display the results to the user, and then a button to initiate all of the action in there. So okay, so let's get started on that. So miles label, and then feet label. The entry. So that's something I want to be able to control from outside of this init method. So therefore, I'm going to mark this with self. That makes it with an attribute, right? And so then I can refer to it from outside of the init there. So notice I forgot to prepend these with TK here. So that's going to cause some issues if I don't do that. Then another label. I'm not going to put any text on that one. That one I do want to be able to control from the another method. So again, I'm going to prepend it with self. And then a button. And I'm going to put some text on it. And I'm going to set the command arguments to a method calculate feet. All right. Next up, I need to put all of these in there. I'm going to use the grid layout here. So I'm going to go with miles entry being in row 0, column 0. Feet label. Actually, I want the miles label there. And then I want the feet label just below that for the miles entry. I want that just to the right of the miles label. So that's going to be row 0, column 1. And then the feet result label. I notice I forgot dot grid up here. So I want that just to the right of the feet label. So that's going to be row 1, column 1. And then I want the button, I guess I'll just put it over to the right of the feet result label. So that's going to be button dot grid row 1, column 2, it looks like. Okay, and then calculate feet. I need that in there. Here I just need self on the parameters for that. For right now I'm just going to pass on that. And then create an app object and call the main loop method in it. So all right, so when I run that, that's what I get. So I can type in here, and I need to click go, right, in order to do that. And it'll call this method here, calculate feet. Okay, so what I need to do in calculate feet, right, is to first off get the value that the user entered out of this entry. So in order to do that, I'm going to get it out of there. It's going to be a string when I get it out. So it's going to be self.miles entry dot get. Okay. And next up, I need to convert that to a float. Right, and then I need to display that. I need to calculate feet, right? 5,280 times miles, and then I need to put that result into this feet result label. So self feet result dot configure. And that is text equals, and then I am going to put feet in there using a comma and round it to 2 decimal places. All right, let's take a look at that and see if it goes. And the example was 8.5 miles equals 400 or 44,880. So 8.5. When I click the go button, it should show up in there. So that looks good. So far so good. However, there's one big flaw here, and if I enter letters in here, that's going to cause an issue, right? And so you can see, right, if you track that down, it says in calculate feet, it caused this value error. And so that was when we did this conversion here, miles equals float miles string. So right here. So what you should do, right, is to put that in a try block. And in the accept block have value error. And then whatever it is that you want to do when that happens, what I want to do is to set just here's feet result, the feet result label. I'll just have a message in there like invalid input. Like so. And then if you don't return I'm going to do return, and so end this method. If you don't do that, it will come down here and still try to execute these statements after the invalid input. So I don't want that. So now when the user enters some things in non-numeric characters in there, it says invalid input. But if I enter like 8.5, then you can see I get the same results as before. Okay, so that is it on that one.